Hello everyone, my name is Alec, and today we're going to look at Seax and some of the common misconceptions about it. What is a Seax? Seax has been a very popular early medieval long knife used by both Saxons, Angles, and Norse. What it is, it's a long knife. Oftentimes it featured a crooked back, as it was called. For extra chopping power, was also pretty good at thrusting, cutting, had good balance. Not all the examples in history had a handguard. This one particular made in Czech Republic does. Nice Thor's hammer type adornment. But this is one of the better replicas I found that doesn't cost me leg and an arm. Sixes were very important because they were very practical. There was an Icelandic saga about a famous hero who was trying to flee from his enemies and staying at houses of his different friends, farms, houses, barns, stuff like that. And he didn't really have any gold or silver to pay for the stay, but the code of honor demanded him to pay them something. So he paid them with his gear. And the Seax was the last piece of equipment that he held on to. And why? We already mentioned that it's very handy at different tasks. It's not quite as good as an axe for chopping, but it can chop. It could be used as an eating knife when you don't have an eating knife. It could be used as a hunting knife when you don't have a specialized hunting knife. But most importantly, it was great for close quarters combat. And the Vikings and Norse and Germanic tribes and many others felt that being up front at the shield wall was the place of honor. And when the shield walls would crash together, inevitably during the conflict, it would create thunderous like sound, even a bit of an earthquake at times, because of all that muscle and weight crashing together at the same time. And once you are in that front layer, so to speak, you don't really have much of capacity to move around and use your long sword or your spear or your long-handed axe. So that's where the Seax comes into. It's great for stabbing through the weak points within the shield wall. The flat back was great for deflecting enemy strikes without damaging the edge. There was a study done by the writers of the book Men of Terror, which is an amazing book, and I really advise you to check it out if you're a fan of medieval combat. They looked at all of the existing sagas that still were in writing by the modern time, and they looked at every single type of weapon, and they tried to find out which weapon was more deadly. Well, Seax was deadliest weapon on the list. Which personally surprised me. But the main misconception about the Seax, it's also being ignored quite a bit by the fiction writers and in video games. But oftentimes, even if you look on Amazon at the description of Seax, they'll tell you, oh, it hung at the back, at the small of the back of the warrior, so behind, at the back, which is absolutely wrong. Vikings were rowers, and when you row, you almost use your entire body. If you have a dagger dangling at the back, it's not going to be comfortable to row. So there are existing a variety of murals and tapestries showing warriors wearing the Seax up at the front, which makes great sense. It's easy to take out of the scabbard. It also kind of dangles over the important bits, providing just a little bit extra protection where it was very important. So if you are a fiction writer, fan fiction writer, or any kind of writer, and you want to portray Viking character in great detail and make it seem realistic, make sure that the Seax hangs from the front. And also emphasize the importance of the Seax in the Viking warfare, or just as a status symbol. Every free man or woman could have had a Seax, while the slaves were limited to eating knives. Seax were made in different ways. The most popular way up north was using bars of iron for the back to make it soft and good for absorbing vibration, and the blade was made from more expensive high carbon steel. But also the Seaxes were made down south from the regions that used crucible steel, and then they could have been imported up north and dressed up as a northern type weapon. And the same applies with the Viking swords. Not all Viking swords were made up north as laminated blades. Some of them were made as crucible steel blades imported from south. So if you have enjoyed this video and found something new and interesting about it and would like to see more content from me, please like and subscribe. It was nice to see you all. Great day, my dear polite friends. Thank you. Bye-bye.